John Barr from Mosman Oil and Gas is with me on the line this morning. John, good morning.
Morning, Andrew. How's things?
Good, thanks, John. Look, a good increase in production here across the 6 months to the end of June. Talk us through what's contributed to this, how it's come about.
Okay, I'm happy to. Thank you for the opportunity. As you know, we've been working on the last couple of years buying projects in the US and drilling wells in the US with the idea of increasing our production rates and therefore our cash flow. And we're starting to see the real success of the hard work that we've done and hard work that a couple of staff members have done in particular. So what we have now, because we sold Strawn off, as you're aware, at the end of the financial year. So we have projects which are producing good oil and gas. The outstanding one has been the Stanley project, which is a joint venture strategic alliance with Barr. They're based in Houston. And that project has had 2 wells drilled in the last period of time. Unfortunately, both had to be recompleted, but that work is done. And we're now starting to see that oil flow. And I guess, the point that I'd make of significance with that Stanley project is Stanley 2 only really came online post the recompletion in the beginning of July. And in July, we've seen another strong increase in production. And in the last 7 days, the project as a whole, we've had daily production averaging 233 barrels a day. So that's up almost 3 times from the 6-month period. So if that lasts, then we'll expect to see another very strong 6 months in the forthcoming 6 months.
So you feel you've got the foundations in place here for further growth?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've got the foundations in terms of the current operations. We've also got the foundations in the 2 wells that are going to be drilled this quarter. The Stanley 3 well, which will be announced in the very near future, the specific details, and then Falcon 1, which we will announce. We're just at the sort of final planning stage. It's not ready to announce the exact details yet with that one. And then we've got other wells in the pipeline. We've got Stanley 4 and we've got Galaxy. So there is a continual cycle of wells coming through, but most importantly, in the next 60, 90 days, there's 2 more that are ready to go, basically. And we would expect to see production increases delivered from both of those. Obviously, not every well is going to be a huge commercial success. That's the nature of the business. But we've had good success, and we hope that keeps going for some period of time.
So you feel that strategy that you've implemented in the US here as far as these assets, that's paying off now?
Yes, it's progressing very nicely, and the production numbers announced today reflect that. When you see an increase in net production of 81% and in gross production of 138%, that's exactly what we would expect to see.
What's happening at Welch, John?
Welch is a project over in the Permian Basin, as you're probably aware. It's one which we've had for about 18 months. We've done a number of workovers on it, and it keeps delivering oil every day, basically. And we're very happy with it. It's currently producing, from memory, about 40 barrels a day. We are the owner and operator on that project. And we have done a feasibility study on drilling some horizontal wells out there. We haven't funded those as yet because we've been focused on, quite frankly, the Stanley and Falcon projects just look easier. So we're focused on those in terms of our human resources and our capital to do those.
And I suppose you're waiting patiently over in Australia to see the results of drilling at Dukas.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Dukas is a project which Santos are drilling in joint venture with Central Petroleum. They're chasing it's still theoretically, but they're chasing a large gas project which could have a significant helium content in it, which is what attracts the market's interest because of the price of helium. And it's based on a salt plan, similar to what you see in the Gulf of Mexico with those big offshore wells, and sort of similar structural type. So we're to the north of that project. We believe the structures should run into our ground, and they certainly appear to be from everything that we've seen. So yes, they had some technical difficulties with the drilling, which is, I'm told by technical people, not unusual for salt projects. They are drilling again as of this morning. I read an announcement earlier in the day, and we will see the results in the next period of time. And there could be 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. We just don't know. We're not involved in the operations as such. So if that comes in, that's going to be a very significant issue for the whole Amadeus Basin. It will change the basin. And Central Petroleum themselves have said if it comes in, it completely rewrites Central's history. So it's that sort of significant magnitude project. So we wait anxiously every day to read the press and find out what's going on.
Well, that could, given which way the result goes, it could be a bit of a game changer for Mosman, I would imagine.
It should be. If the result is positive and they do have a big helium discovery, as I said, it changes the whole Amadeus Basin. And surprisingly enough, there's not that many players in the basin. Central Petroleum and Santos are the two big ones. We're one of the others. It would literally overnight. It would change the project. We've still got quite a bit of work to do on the project. We've got some seismic work to do, and then we've got a drill to do next year. That's in the pipeline and stuff that we're working on with the Australian consultants. But yeah, look, let's hope that the helium gets delivered, and let's hope that that changes the Amadeus Basin, and let's hope that makes getting a joint venture to fund the drilling almost so much easier.
Indeed. Well, John, just a final word then from you. A nice increase, quite a significant increase in production across the board here for Mosman in the first half, and by the sounds, quite an active second half of the year for you.
Yes, and I think that we'll be talking again in 6 months' time and having a similar conversation about another nice increase in production for the 6 months. We're quite determined, as you know, and we're certainly going to keep doing what we're doing every day.
Good to speak, John. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Andrew. Cheers, mate.